Racial disparities threaten regional success, but hope is seen in stories of lives reclaimed, reaffirming self-esteem and self-help. Next on Close the Gap.
We have disparities by race on virtually every socioeconomic indicator you want to look at. And really understanding the issues requires having a nuanced understanding of race disparities.
From a dynamic doll collection to the work of her late great-uncle, author, photographer, and filmmaker Gordon Parks, St. Paul media leader Robin Hickman surrounds herself with inspiring visions.
Uncle Gordon not only influenced what I do for a living, but how I do it.
She also shares these things with Twin Cities youth who she feels lack the inspiration she had as a child, raised by a village brimming with activism, art, even a regular presence on public television.
The communal process is still at work.
I look at growing up and experiencing firsthand progress. But now I am seeing changes in our young people, and there seems to be less services, less opportunities, less visions of possibilities for them.
The visions today's media-saturated society force on young people, like the endless stream of music videos, are part of the problem.
I'm seeing things that just hurt my spirit. I'm seeing young women who every other night might be sneaking to a strip club to dance because they want to be like the video girls.
For African-American girls, issues of self-esteem and standards of beauty complicate the already daunting list of disparities they face.
On that corner out there, on Selby and Milton, stop and say, "Sister girl," because I know she's hooking and she's 14 years old. And that's why a lot of my work now has to do with the heart of the matter: esteem, identity, definition of beauty, standards of beauty that have been imposed on our young people and our young women. I was approached by Sharon Flake, the author of the book, The Skin I'm In, to be a part of a team that would create a film adaptation of this book. I had already been working with young women on issues of self-esteem and the classic historic color conflict around hair and complexion. And I went to the group of girls and I asked them if they knew about the book, and all of them had read it. And so that was kind of the birth of the Love in the Skin I'm In movement. The movement has engaged young women and young men throughout the Twin Cities, and just going into classrooms with them and stepping back and seeing them conduct workshops with young people of other cultural backgrounds.
But this isn't just an issue of teen angst and adolescence. Robin says you'll find it in corporate boardrooms as well as classrooms, downtown skyways as well as school hallways.
And even with older women, some of that internalized oppression plays out. I mean, sisters that I've seen that are just polished and sharp. But once we begin to engage and engage in truth-telling around this issue, that some of us older women have not had the courage to talk about. The young filmmaker Carrie Davis produced and directed the film A Girl Like Me, which addresses self-esteem, standards of beauty, and also lifts up a classic test that was done by Dr. Kenneth Clark with children asked to identify their preference in dolls.
Can you show me the doll that looks bad? Okay. And why does that look bad?
Because it's black.
And can you give me the doll that looks like you?
From a YouTube hit to an appearance on Oprah, Carrie Davis had touched millions with her film. Robin reached out to the New York teen, and the two quickly bonded. In the midst of her rise to viral video fame, Robin brought Carrie to the Twin Cities.
Put your hands together, show some love for Carrie Davis.
You can tell people all you want how like certain standards are gonna affect self-esteem and self-image, but when you figure out a way to show people, that's when they're really gonna get it.
Like laid in the tub, like poured like capfuls of bleach into it just so they could like see if their skin would get lighter.
I'd be like, oh, I wish I was just like this Barbie doll. You show me the doll that you like best or that you'd like to play with?
I like that one.
And why is that the nice doll?
He's white.
And so if that young man is then in a position later in life to hire or embrace someone who looks like them, might not do it because he hasn't internalized that oppression.
I think it was inspirational, and it don't even matter about how you dress, how you look. You're here to like get your education. You're here to in this world just to help other people. Just do things you think you can do. Don't just try to impress anybody.
A Girl Like Me presents our pain and our wounds. The Skin I'm In will bring healing and hope.
Robin Hickman says that sometimes helping young people doesn't have to be that complicated. For years, she's collected and designed dolls, which she uses in her interactions with youth.
My young girls at the YWCA, they often talk about, well, Miss Robin, if girls could see your dolls, they would learn to love dolls that look like them. So if it's through dolls or if it's through media, for me, it's about how do we touch souls? We just have to be about doing it, period.